All right, so right now we're looking at one of my favorite setups. One of my favorite setups that there is, and it has to do with what? The VWAP and the price obviously getting back above the VWAP, getting this push up. Right now we're looking at the NASDAQ. This is the 2-minute chart. Looking at a 5-minute chart here. Again, VWAP is there. So we're getting back above the VWAP, that key level, the 18,500. So the bulls kind of getting that breakout through that high. I'm actually going to be looking for a long once we start to push up here and look for the next opportunity. But I want to talk about this kind of just reclaim of that VWAP setup there. A beautiful, just kind of right back up there to the VWAP. We had the low here get protected. They held that low. They're putting in higher lows, and now we've got this bigger time frame breakout there as well. So now that we've got confirmation that this market wants to try to push back up, we can be looking for our next opportunity, our next flag, our next pullback here to get long. So ideally, it would be nice to pull back to the VWAP here. We might not get that exact long to happen, but let's sit back here and be patient and wait to see if we get an opportunity to get a long here. So we just want our little flag, you know, give me the little flag, you little flag. A little pullback into like this area would be nice. Kind of these previous wicks that were resistance, 508, 510s is what I would love to see. But look at this thing, still just going. That's 30 points off the VWAP kind of breakout strategy there, but giving you guys kind of a walkthrough what I'm looking for as this is happening or after it's happened. We got the breakout. Now we want a little bit of a pullback. We know that the market moves in waves. So, you know, the wave just kind of play it out here, hopefully, like kind of like that. Get a little bit of a pullback, and then we look for our bull flag here. Now that we've got our 15 bigger time frames kind of confirming that confirmation, we got back above the VWAP there, trying to break out here. We've got the high from earlier up at the 578s. We did not take out this low there, so I think now we can really kind of target that 580 area. We protected there. It's bang, 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 and then bang. One of those. Now the market just continues pushing up here, but we're being patient and waiting for our next little pullback. It'll come. There will be another little pullback. We're going to get it real nice. Real nice little pullback coming here. This would be a great spot to kind of turn it into a flag, wouldn't it? Be a great looking little flag, kind of pull back here to the 10s. Just kind of sitting here. I love that 10 area. 510 to be nice for a pullback here. All right, right now pull it back 17s there. Give me just a little bit more here. Back to the 10s. I'm actually going to put an order right there, 1150 for half of the size that I would want on this trade. There she goes, getting filled. All right, we are now long on this little pullback. We obviously want to see this squeeze right back up here. Maybe like, you definitely just don't want this below 500, honestly. Like below 500 is bad news. Or we'll say, yeah, the low of these two candles will be my stop for now. It's about 20 points. 20 points there for now. And I would like to add to this as well. So if we start to see some good confirmation that we're going to go higher, I'll try to add into this, into that strength basically. So like back above 520, we get this breakout, like the high of this candle, if it breaks out, I would add into that. Right, so I'm limiting my downside right now because I'm not like 100% sure that we're going to get this breakout, but if we get confirmation, we start to get that push back up here, you know, I've got a great kind of overall entry set up here by basically buying half of my size that I want to buy and then, you know, adding to a winner. So it gives me a little bit more wiggle room on my stop loss as well. I can handle a little bit more downside because I'm only, you know, half size to get in. So I'd rather kind of like lose with, you know, half size if I'm gonna lose and take a loss. Like that'd be a lot better than taking full size. So we just gotta let it play out here. We got the recipe, we got it all set up, we identified it. Now can we get it is the question. Right off the VWAP again, looks pretty good. We want to be targeting, I'm saying like 550s or so. Makes sense. Kind of up into this area, maybe 45s. Target one there. You can see earlier in the day we had that resistance there at the 45s. So now we're just targeting, you know, up into that 45 level. And then, yeah, maybe even take out the high of day. The high of day up there at the 78s from here. So this is a very, very, very I don't want to jinx it, but this trade has basically done everything we were looking for it to do. Pulled back, bounced right off the VWAP. Still, you know, having a little bit of trouble here going higher, but this should be like kind of that next area to break out through that 20 level. So as I'm saying this, look at the pullback here now. That 14 EMA is really nice. We kind of want to keep those candles closing above the 14 EMA. As long as we keep closing above that 14 EMA, I'm okay to, you know, hold on to that trade. And again, looking for that breakout. Probably could have bought that breakout over this candle right there at the 14s, but we'll be patient and see if we can get this next breakout. Maybe it gets a little bit, maybe one more little pullback here. We bounce and then we get that breakout. Let's see. Looks pretty good. Looking to add here now. So I'm going to put an order right there. Or actually, yeah. Add 5. Trying to buy 5 right there. So now I've got full size. And we're looking for this push up. And the great thing about this now is, like, now that I've got 5 more contracts, like I could take profit a little earlier as well. Like I don't have to be super greedy here. Try to get this bigger move up. And just lock in some profit as we go. So right now we're in at the 16s. I like to get up there towards the 40s. Next. Trying to get this breakout here. 2-minute chart. Trying to take out that last high. 23s. Can we get another big candle up here? It would be great. I'd love to see it right now. Another candle through the 30s maybe. Love to see it right through the 30s. Come on, take out the high of these candles. You can see how the market's kind of, or the candle that right there kind of reacting to those wicks there for now. Obviously those sellers sitting there. But you should get at least get a break through those wicks. I'm gonna look to trim down here a little bit. It is kind of 1 o'clock right now, so I don't want to be too greedy, just in case we kind of chop around here, just to lock in some profit. You know, nothing wrong with that. So kind of trimming some off here at the 30s from the 16s now. Remember earlier we were in at the 11s. So just a little trimming. It's also like nice because it takes away some of the emotion as well, because now you're like, well, you know, hey, at least I took some profit. It kind of like slows down the heartbeat if you got that rush. Good to take profit sometimes. Especially now with the pullback. Now you're like, well, it's pulling back, but at least I took some profit up there. Nice little pushback up here into the 30s. I'm going to just keep that right there at 31 to get filled. Like I said, just take some profit off here. Pay the trader, you know, pay the trader. You got to pay the trader. At this point, I'm going to start like putting some stops here. Basically, like this is like that break even from earlier. So I put some stops here, and I'm going to start to like try to move this up. Let me show you a little trick I've been trying to mess around with. So if we break through the third, like the high of these candles, then I'm going to move some of these stops up. Just basically where I took profit at already. Because you think like if I took full profit there anyway, so it's like I'm kind of like, you know, guaranteeing what I would have made anyway by giving, I don't know. Just a way to, again, kind of relieve some of the tension of wanting to take profit or being worried about it pulling back, things like that. Talking yourself through the trade. You know, we're still holding there at the 25s. Looks good. Let's get through the 30s here next. The high on these candles. The last one, 34. So yeah, through the 35s shouldn't be problem. Get up there towards the 40s. All right, perfect. We're going to move at stop right there at 34s now. See how we're kind of trailing this 35s now. 35.75. So we've added a lot of profit onto that instead of just taking it off there. So we're going to try to keep this going as this pushes up. All right, now I'm going right there. 38s. We locked in some. Beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful, guys. Come on. Textbook. We got a target at the 46s, but we've got 5 contracts left. 5 contracts left here. I'm going to move that to the 40s now. Look at that. So instead of taking all that profit at 30s, now I'm taking profit up here in the high 30s, almost 40s, just by trailing this. And again, you know, the emotion really is a nice thing to kind of remove. So I'm going to put my stop basically on the rest of these. I'm going to put my stop right there at the 32s. I know it looks like a lot of lines, but my stop's there at 32s. That was where we were basically taking profit at before. That's guaranteeing at least 13 points here on 5 contracts. But look, I'm still managing, you know, to get more profit out of this trade just by managing this. Look how it's too good sometimes. Hopefully you guys are watching this in the course right now and you're like, man, this is some groundbreaking technology. It's really not, though. It's really not groundbreaking. At the end of the day, it's the VWAP, it's the flag breakout. It's just combining a lot of the stuff that you guys already know and then being able to look for it and then having the patience, right? Having that patience to be able to let those play out. All right, can we get through the 40s here? Possibly stopped right there, 33.75. Still $1,000 there on that last and final. I got short one extra. I'm going to pull back more here. I got one too many filled there. See who's going to pull back here. Oh, come on. Look at that. It's funny. Stopped me out and still trying to go 42s now. All right, now we're flat. I had one too many orders open there to fill on that stop, so I ended up getting short one extra. But you can see pushed all the way up there to the 46s. Again, to recap here, it's bread and butter, baby. It really is bread and butter. And the problem is, like, right here. Let's talk about the difference The big difference between this setup and the fail, right, is the fact that the VWAP was pulling back here into this level, right? The VWAP was pulling back into, well, the price action was pulling back into the VWAP, sorry. Pulling back there into the VWAP, right? Price action is pulling back to the VWAP. And then it bounces and then it breaks through. Makes sense, the waves, all that. But here, the difference is what? Difference is the price is pushing back up to the VWAP. So the VWAP's the resistance there, right? The VWAP's right there, it's resistance. Now the price is able to move through there. It moves through there and then returns to bounce off the VWAP. See the big difference, right? So this is that push up from the VWAP bounce and then the sell through. This is the push up, the pullback, and then the move to the upside, right? And then the move to the upside. So it's just kind of a continuation, but again, that VWAP support, you know, there it's like breaking through those levels. The VWAP's all market loves to kind of bounce around with that VWAP. So hopefully this guys gives you guys an idea. The VWAP kind of reclaim the flip, the move, what we're looking at, how we're trading it, how to manage it, how to put your stop, where to kind of follow the price action. Again, you know, I love the idea of kind of sizing in sometimes, you know, a little smaller in the beginning and then adding to it once you get confirmation. Because if you lose over and over, but you're sizing in small, like that's great, right? Because at least you sized in small and you're getting stopped out. Whereas if you're just sizing all in, if you're going all in on like 20 contracts on the first trade of the day and all of a sudden the market crashes and you now got stopped out, you've lost a lot of money. Whereas if you started out with 2 contracts, you know, first entry, and then you kind of saw another entry to add, you can always add to your winners. People don't think about that enough. Like, you can always add to your winners. Nothing wrong with adding to winners. If the market's consolidating and it makes a breakout and it starts to consolidate again, well, there's your perfect chance to take another add. You can add to those winners. So starting out with a smaller size, managing that a little bit better, the emotions, the mental aspect, I think that really will give you a overall advantage in terms of being able to manage size. If you can't manage a size to start the trade, well, start small size, and then as you build up confidence in the trade, as the trade's working in the direction that you believe it's going to work, well, at that point, now you're sitting pretty, because now you can add to it because you're like, hey, I'm confident. Like, this thing's doing what I want it to do. Look, now it's pushing up here to the 50s, 40s, trying to make a move. We had the VWAP getting retested, and then that break to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. What are we looking for? These targets from earlier. Maybe later on in the day, it goes up there to the highs again. You can see, we got below the VWAP. We started to push back up. And then that momentum, the wave, remember, it's always waves, baby. Market's just moving in these waves. Something like that. But in general, VWAP gets reclaimed. Look for a flag. Your next flag entry is your entry. And then bang. There's the move you're looking for. What's great about this as well is you don't have to worry about like having FOMO. You're not like, man, I got to enter right when we break to the VWAP, because guess what? It pulls back to the VWAP anyway, so it gives you another entry, and you still get the same entry. You still get a better entry because now you've got it retested. Now you've got more confirmation in the move, and yeah, look at this thing up there into the 40s now, 45s. It's kind of funny. It got stopped out, and then it keeps going higher. Another thing you got to focus on too is like, I think you got to be a little careful with putting your stops too tight. You got to give the price action a little bit of room. You can see here, could I have given it a little bit more room? Probably kept my stop like into this level. It would have been all right, but kind of was like, wanted to keep it tight there. But there's that push, as you can see, pushing back up here into that, right through that 50 level now. So from that move, that's 50 points, guys. That's 50 points in a matter of 20 minutes or so. 50 points in 20 minutes off of this one simple strategy. The VWAP reclaim with the flag, with the push, momentum, bang, bang, bang. We love to see it.